Okay. Hi guys. I'm starting this little segment on my channel called Photo Stories where I invite people from all over the world, people that I've met on my journeys, people that um, I just met on Instagram, and we'll all have a few photos and then we'll tell the stories of those photos, basically. So today I'm going to invite my friend Deegan, and she is from Arizona. Let's give her a call.
Heyo.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. I like your backdrop.
Thanks. This is part of my station, my relaxation station.
Look at my little station. Are we not the
Ah,
same?
twinkle lights, woo!
Literally. Literally. Okay, so tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Deegan, or Deegan Marie Photo on Instagram. I went to school for photography after being a dropout of graphic design and business because I was like, community college sucks. I hate business degrees. So I went to photo school. I graduated in 2012, moved to Texas, did some stuff with Neiman Marcus for a while, ultimately moved to Arizona where I'm now living and going to probably live till I die. And I mostly specialize in cosplay photography now. Yeah. I used to do a lot of commercial stuff, more so along the lines of like product and still lifes and stuff like that. But now it's mostly just fantasy photo shoots because it's the most fun.
Yep. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I really like your work. It's awesome. I like that we just stumbled upon each other's profiles. Well, I guess we had mutual friends, but...
Thanks, Elliot.
Thanks, Elliot, if you're watching. So, thanks for that introduction. Did you want to start?
Okay. I will start. Okay. So then I just sent it one to you so you can see it too.
Ooh, I like it. That's cute. That looks so nice. Holy shit.
Thanks.
That's great.
So this one was really special to me. This is of my friend Carlin. Her Instagram is Lynn for anybody that is into cosplay and wants to follow her. She's an amazingly talented seamstress and one of my really close friends. This was one of her first armor builds that she did, and she was entering it into a competition at the convention that we went to, and I was just like, oh, let's just run across the street and take a few photos before the competition, just in case like anything happens kind of thing. And we got so lucky and found this beautiful wall of like ivy growing and stuff, so I was like, this definitely fits the princess vibe.
Yeah.
So let's go with it. And the natural lighting was so beautiful because the sun was on the other side of the building, but it was like wrapped around, so it was really, really soft, and everything around her was white, so it was really nice to have that beautiful bounced light. So there's no lights in this, just pure natural. And then in post, yeah, and obviously like it's been photoshopped because we put the little Navi in there or whatever to make it glow and everything. But this is the first photo that I was able to add like a magic effect to it, and it still felt very realistic.
Yeah, and it's so nice because she's looking right at it like as if it's actually there, which is like great.
Right.
Because I feel like whenever I do photo shoots like this, they're not planned at all, so I just kind of like do stuff and then like put it in post and hope that it works. And
that's exactly what happened with this.
Yeah, and I love it. It's great. And I like that, because, like, for me, when I do shoots like this, I don't have, like, cosplay. I don't have, like, armor, and that's what I love about your stuff, too. Because, like, well, the ears, were they, like, were they actually, like, photoshopped, or were they actually there for, like, the
No,
outfit?
those are actually, like, real expensive latex ears that she bought specifically for
love
this.
That.
She's one of those people, like, when she makes something, she doesn't skimp. Everything is always, like, perfection,
yeah.
And it's one of the reasons why I love shooting her so much is because it kind of honestly makes my job easier. But like with this one, we didn't even intend to add any magical effects to it. Again, it was just shooting. So when she just did this, I was like, be princess-like, do things with your hands and like Elsa-y and just kind of do really feminine poses.
Yeah.
And it worked. And I was like, yes!
Oh, I love it. It's so nice. And are her eyes actually that blue? Holy shit.
No, she's wearing contacts.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. I'm like, are her eyes actually that blue? And then I look closer, I'm like, no.
Yeah, when you zoom into 300%, you're like, okay, I actually see your real eye color under there a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my god. Cool. Love it. And wait, where did you say this convention was?
This was in California and Ontario. It was the Anime Los Angeles. It was a couple years ago.
Love it.
I still love that photo. Every time there's like a photo contest or whatever within the community, I'm like, submit that one. I love this one. I love that one.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. All right. So, I don't know which one to do first. So, the first one that I'm gonna do is actually, like, a set of 3 because it goes with the story. Okay, did you get the 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
These are pretty. Ooh, I
Thank
love the
you.
location.
Yes, so this is at Grand Central Station in New York City. So I don't know if they sent in order, but I hope so. So there's like 2 that are more wide.
Yeah.
So basically, the one that's like lighter, because there's 2 that are wide, but then there's one that's like lighter.
Yeah.
So the one that's lighter, I actually took that, I want to say in like it would have been 2016, like the beginning of 2016.
Okay.
And I took it like with just like a crappy old iPhone, and then like probably like an iPhone 4 or whatever.
Right.
And then so I took that, and I was so proud of it, and it's like one of my favorite pictures ever. Like back, like obviously I have better pictures now, but you get the idea.
Right.
And yeah, so I took that one, and then the other wide one, that's like the darker one, I took that one like 3 years later. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, so I went back and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna recreate this photo the exact same just to see. And the only thing that's different is the time. Because it's like, so it's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, because it's like just a little bit different.
Yeah, it's like, it's just like a little bit different. So then...
It's literally different by like, what, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, it's like, it's insane. And so I was like, I didn't even know, but I didn't even do the timing thing on purpose. Like, I was like, I think it's cooler that it's different times, but I feel like it would have been cool to do the same time, but then it's just like, just the little thing that's different.
Yeah.
And then the second one is just like, or the one that's closer up is kind of more just like, okay, well, you know, it's a better shot of like
but
an old shot.
the time is so drastically different.
Yeah, because I literally went like 2 different times, just because usually when I go to New York, I always stay in the same hotel. It's like right above Grand Central Station, because my mom goes for like book conferences and stuff. So it's just like right on top of Grand Central. So, yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, so it's just
really
like
cool, because there's a legit story behind it.
Yeah, it's just like recreating old photos, and it's pretty fun.
No shit, now I want to do that.
Yeah, I don't know, it's just like, it's kind of nice. Anyways, okay, your turn.
Sending the next one.
Ooh, mirrors. Oh, yes. Oh. You're so...
More cosplay.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, you are so great with, like, color palettes. I feel like that... Oh my god, you're so good. Okay.
Thank you, senpai. Says the person. I was literally drawn to your work because of how you color grade things, and for you to say that, I'm just like, holy shit, I did something really good.
Oh, thanks.
So this one, I think we did this in January or February, right before the pandemic like really hit. It might have been end of December. Regardless, it was right before COVID like fucking wrecked everything. Oops, sorry YouTube.
Oh, whatever.
But this one was at an art installation in Phoenix. It was in Wonder Spaces. It's one of those like pop-up art things or whatever. And one of my other friends had done a photo shoot there, and I was like, yo, okay, so since you can clearly do photo shoots here, like, I am definitely bringing my friends here in their Nier costumes to shoot here, because it would make sense. And it also has, like, a lot of Tron vibes, so I was like, fuck, man, I wish I could shoot some Tron stuff here, too. But this photo makes it seem like my job was really easy. It wasn't. Those fuckers strobed. It's like concerts. I feel this so much. Like, oh my god. Concerts that strobe are like literally I feel this. And then, oh my god. And then mirrors. Oh my god. And then shutter. Oh, I can only imagine. Okay, keep going. Yes. Wow. Dude, that I did come from shooting concert photography, so it was easier for me to know how to kind of like deal with these kinds of light effects. And sometimes like the strobing ended up being really cool because the way that it captured on one person would be like super bright, and then the 2 people in the back would be darker, and that was one of my favorite photos from the set. They cut in half sometimes, and then like half. Yeah, exactly. Granted, these were just like fluorescent tubes that turned on and off, so it wasn't as intense as like the par cans and the shovettes or whatever they're called at like concerts and everything. So I'm like, okay, this is a little bit easier to deal with, and so overexposure wasn't as big of a deal because that's the hardest part of strobing lights, as you know. But this was cool because we got to do this in this tiny hallway. Like, this thing looks like it's probably pretty large. It's not. It's like the size of a small bedroom, and it's just a narrow rectangle, so you have very limited shooting space. And this was also open to the public, so we had to fight, like, people walking in and going out and stuff like that and not bothering people. And eventually they came in and they kicked us out of that room. They're like, can you move on so other people can see this? And I was like, no. I paid for this room.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Back and did some more. But, like, our installations like this, especially with lights, they'll have their timed cycles, so we had to wait through the cycles, because at the beginning it was, like, black with, like, 1 or 2 lights going off, and then some, and then at the end is when it really lit up, and I'm like, okay, guys, we have to try to memorize this pattern and get this down, and, like, focus on your faces, do not move until I say move, kind of thing. And granted, they are all my friends, so it's not like I had to be really bossy with strangers, but
yeah,
it was a ton of fun. And then we all got to wander around to various rooms with all these normal people looking at us like we're psychopaths. I mean, the girl in the middle, what you don't see is that you can see, like, her butt cheeks on the other side.
People are probably like, what's going on?
Yeah,
and that's true, because even, like, Anime North, or, yeah, like, Anime North, like, people would be like, what the hell? Why are people wearing such weird costumes?
Well, our installation is in Scottsdale, which is, like, the really rich part of Arizona, so that's my favorite part.
So, this one, we will do next. Alright.
Oh my gosh, the composition of this is...
I don't know if I posted...
really beautiful.
Thank you. I don't know if I posted this one on Instagram. I think I posted a similar one. I don't know if I posted this one specifically.
Yeah, the leading lines of this are, like, they're sexy.
Thank you. Yeah, okay, so, this one, so, you know, like, I was a flight attendant. Yeah? Okay. So, basically... So this was on a layover in Croatia, and so I have, like, travel benefits and whatever, so because I have travel benefits, like, my mom has travel benefits, so sometimes she would just, like, yeah, exactly, so she would just, like, come on layovers with me. So we had this 48-hour layover in Croatia, and it was, like, on my bucket list to go to Lake Bled in Slovenia, and Croatia is right beside Slovenia, so it's like, okay, cool. So we were like, let's just drive. It's like on the other side of Slovenia, but Slovenia is, like, probably about this big. Like, it takes, like, less than 2 hours to drive through the whole freaking country. So, yeah, so then we get to Croatia, and basically as soon as, like, stop, like, I get off the flight, because I was working the flight. I don't even remember if we slept. I think we might have just, like, gone. So we rented a car from this, like, really sketchy guy that, like, probably would have killed us, but who knows. He didn't, but, I mean, whatever. So then... we drove to Slovenia, and then for some reason the borderline was, like, 5 hours long, and then it took less time to drive through the country. Whatever.
Oh my god!
So then we get to Slovenia, and we get, like, this, like, Airbnb, and then we went to Lake Bled, because it was on my bucket list, so we got a little Airbnb, like, pretty close, and... it was, like, so gorgeous there, so we would just, like, walk from the Airbnb to, like, this area, and this is, like... it's just, like, I don't even know if you know what Lake Bled is, but it's just this famous lake in Europe. And it was just, like, on my bucket list to go. Yeah. And so, so then we went for sunset. So I have sunset pictures. And then we, like, had dinner at the lake and whatever. And then we went back to the Airbnb. And then we woke up again for sunrise. And then we went back. So this picture is from sunrise.
That's so dope.
Yeah, so this picture is specifically from sunrise. And then, after that, we just drove back to Croatia, and then spent the day in Croatia. So, like, it was literally just, like, we went there for sunset and sunrise, and then drove back. And, like...
but it's really cool that your mom went with you.
Yeah,
I love that.
and then it's funny because, like, so how my travel benefits work is that it's all standby. So, if the flight is full, she doesn't get on, but I had to work on the flight, so my mom got stuck.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, so my mom got stuck in Croatia, but my mom is literally so chill about it. Like, she's like me. Like, we're really like, oh, well, whatever, we'll figure it out. So, basically, she had to call my friend, who is also a flight attendant, but he's like one of my best friends. And so she called him and she was like, Jer, help me. So basically they like got a bus for her to Venice. She stayed overnight in Venice by herself and then flew back because like the flight was like pretty empty from Venice, because the next flight out of Croatia was like also full and like she probably wasn't gonna get on. So she just like went to Venice, spent the day there, and then yeah. Anyways, so that's my Momonized little road trip. Yeah, that's that story.
Okay. Sending my last one. This is the one that I'm most proud of. This will forever probably be my favorite photo I've ever taken in my life.
Oh yes. Oh my god. Oh my god, I love that. How the hell? Like, okay, walk me through this.
Okay, here we go. So, my mom moved to Arizona and she lived with me for about a year until she was like, yeah, I hate it here. I'm going to move back to Missouri. And when she left, her room was vacant for a while before my roommate moved in. And so we were like, it's almost Halloween. We should host a horror shoot. Because in the cosplay community, before COVID, obviously, we used to have special dates and themes for photo shoot ideas. And we would book like a couple photographers at a time and then book a ton of people. So it was just like boom, 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 done. And I always loved doing that. But this time, it was me and I think one other person came to shoot for part of the day, but that was it. And we took the spare bedroom and covered it in plastic. I was like, we are Dexter Morganing this shit. Like, plastic everywhere, tarp, everything. I was like, we are throwing blood. End of story. Like, it's happening.
I am obsessed with this.
So, this was the last shot of the night, because I was like, this is the one that's going to be super messy. So, after we shot everybody else's, this was at, like, almost midnight, I think, because we'd been shooting all day. This is about 27 different photos stitched together. Yeah.
Oh, shit, okay.
I wish I saved the TIFF of it, but the file was so big, I had to flatten it. I was like, I can't not flatten this, but I'm very sad that I can't see all of it. But the first shot was just me holding my hand up with the knife like this, because I didn't want the wig to get wrecked, because I didn't know if the food coloring would stain it, and this is a costume that I wear all the time, or at least the wig, so I was like, shit, we'll just do one of me completely normal. And I had on this like white-ish flesh-colored tube top dress thing that I found at Goodwill and cut apart and just made a little thing so I wasn't totally naked, because that's awkward.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then we took the wig off, and I just tried to like maintain the hand movement like and everything as much as possible. And I just had a friend just click the button for me as everybody just threw blood over and over again. Like, eventually I would stand in, like, a bucket underneath of me so it would catch more of the liquid, so we'd have to, like, scoop it up off of the floor.
Oh, my God.
Because I tried to just reuse it so I didn't have to make a shit ton over and over again. But the blood mixture was laundry detergent, for one, with red food coloring. And then we did chocolate syrup and red food coloring a little bit, because the chocolate syrup makes it really dark. So my whole house smelled like a laundered cupcake for like 2 weeks. It was the most interesting smell.
I bet. This is actually so insane.
I think it took me probably 5 or 6 hours to edit it all together.
Oh, I bet.
When it was all said and done.
And then, was your computer like trying to kill you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet.
Not happy.
As you're literally telling me the story, I'm literally zooming in and like noticing how much freaking detail is in this. And it's so sick because it looks like you have a blood dress. And I love that. Oh, it's so great.
It was not easy.
Yeah, so at first, I looked at this the first second, and I was like, okay, cool. And like, I literally thought you were wearing a dress. And then you look fast, and I'm like, oh my god, what is that, paper? And I look closer, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's liquid. And there's still, like, blood splatter on the ceiling in that room. My roommate's like, nah, just leave it. I think it's funny. It's a memory.
It is funny.
Like, okay.
Yep. Yeah, I like it. Sick. So, this one is one of my favorite pictures I've taken. Alright, we are rolling. Oh, wait.
Okay, first of all, I love this photo because I also love the sand dunes, and I almost picked a sand dunes photo.
Oh my god.
So the fact that you did, especially because you're clearly way higher than they are, makes me so happy, because sand dune shoots are fucking hard.
They are. So, yes. Okay, so this photo, this was actually my first time ever doing stills. I was actually on set as a PA, and this is for my friend Anson. He's like, yeah, one of my friends. So I go visit them out in LA sometimes. And this was the first time I had actually gone to visit them out in LA. And so I get there and they're like, cool, we're going to the sand dunes. And I'm like, okay. so then whatever, we're driving. California's real nice. Like, I get to see all the scenery that I didn't even know existed. You know how it be. And then yeah, so we get to the sand dunes, which is like basically on the border of Mexico.
Yeah, it's Imperial, isn't it?
I don't know. I think it's like Glanis sand dunes or something. It was crazy because we had to walk and I had to like lug gear around and whatever. Well, no, we all did. Like, it wasn't just me, but it was literally just like there was 4 of us shooting. So there was Anson, and then Anson's girlfriend, and then me, and then my friend Jeff, who was the director, and then actually we had the DOP Ezra. So yeah, so it was just us. And then so that picture there was actually because I was like on a completely different sand dune than them, and I think they were like just like not at the top, obviously. They were just like on the side of the sand dune. And on the way back, well, this is like a side story, whatever, I'll tell it anyways. So on the way back, I was also flying on my passes, and this was just like a really good moment because for me, like, being a flight attendant, it was like cool and all, but like it wasn't something that I wanted to do full time forever. And
right.
So I knew that I didn't want to. So I was sitting in first class, because I was on my passes, whatever. And it was the day after the Grammys. And so I had one side of me, did you happen to know who Robbie Amell is?
It sounds familiar.
So, Canadian actor, whatever. So I had him and his like whole family, or it was like his aunt and his like his mom, or I don't know, anyways, some of his family. And so I had him or her on one side, like his family or whatever. And then on the other side of me, I was just like talking to this woman. And whatever. So I was just like doing my work, and they were like, "Can I just like ask what you were doing?" And the lady to my right was actually like a retired Air Canada flight attendant. And so I like told her that, oh yeah, I'm on my passes. And so I was showing them my work, and I was like flaunting, and like I was like, oh yeah, like I went and shot a music video and whatever. And then the lady that worked at Air Canada it was just like a really nice thing, and she was like, oh yeah, like you're killing it, like you're not gonna be at Air Canada for long because like I can clearly see that you're super passionate and like you look so businessy. And it was just like such a feel good moment, and I was just like showing off, like low key, like I didn't mean to, like I was just doing work, I was just editing. And then they were asking, and then we all had drinks, like we were all getting drunk or whatever. And then I find out, so I was like to the lady to my left, I was like, well, what were you doing in LA? And then she goes, oh, I was at the Grammys because I was part of Shawn Mendes. She was like, I was part of Shawn Mendes' team. And I was like, and I was like, what do you mean?
You're like, oh, it casually just works for Shawn Mendes. Ugh.
Right? So she's actually his manager's wife. So her name's Kelly. She's, like, for real, though, she's actually, like, really great. She has, like, a yoga studio in Toronto. Like, she scuba dives also. So, like, we hit it off, like, really well. She was like, I'm pretty sure that Shawn was actually on our flight. So when we were at customs, we were just, like, walking together. And she was like, oh, if he's here, like, you'll see him because he's really tall. So she was, like, looking for him because she was like, oh, I want to introduce you guys. And I was like, all right, Shawn, where you at? Whatever. Anyways, so he wasn't there, unfortunately. And then this girl's just so great. She, like, really, really liked me. And so we ended up, like, Ubering home. And she, like, paid for my cab to go back home. And then she, like, because she lived, like, kind of close to me, I think. So, yeah, anyways, her name's Kelly. She's really great. But it was just, like, a really feel-good moment because I was, like, everyone was, like, talking me up. They're like, oh, you're not going to be at Air Canada for long. I was like, thank you. I don't want to be. But, yeah, anyways. That's
nice little confidence boost.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's my little story. And I really liked that. That was a really fun shoot. And the video actually didn't come out until, like, August. And we shot it almost 2 years ago now. So it came out, like, a year and a half later.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's a fun little video, though. Well, thanks so much for joining me on the first episode. I hope you had fun. I had fun.
I did.
This is
really fun,
this is actually our first time, like, talking face to face. I was just
we
like,
usually just send a whole bunch of oh my god to each other on Instagram.
So a little background of Deegan and I is we are literally, like, the more we get to know each other, the more we realize we're actually the same person. So I was like, oh, I should invite her. Yeah, I was like, oh, I'll just invite her on this for the first episode, and she'd probably be down. So I was like, sure. Anyways, thanks for joining, and yeah, stay inspired. Enjoy next episode. Subscribe.